welcome to My Frontier, the show that focuses on everything outdoors and everything Michigan. We've got a great show lined up for you. We spent a lot of time on the water this summer to bring you amazing footage from around the Great Lakes. Our muzzle flash gun review is back with a bang, and our viewer video segment takes us from rivers and lakes to an ocean adventure. We're going to get things started with an amazing story about an invasive species taking over waterways in the United States. The My Frontier crew traveled to Peoria, Illinois on an aerial bow fishing tour to hunt the invasive fish known as Asian carp. This species of fish is a direct threat to the Great Lakes. In order to cut down on the population of Asian carp in American waters, an exciting new industry has sprouted up in the Illinois River. We chartered a fishing trip with Captain Nate, the founder of Peoria Carp Hunters, to find out what aerial bow fishing is all about.
I grew up hunting and fishing, and I got into bow fishing, traditional bow fishing. And when I moved down to Peoria, I took my little old bass boat out on the river, saw my first fish jump, looked at that fish, I'm like, you've got to be freaking kidding. Drove my boat to the dock, ran to my house, got my bow, and I never looked back. And I started just taking out friends and family and saw how much fun they were having. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go talk to my wife and tell her I'm gonna drain my life savings and buy a bunch of equipment and start a aerial bow fishing charter. And if you build it, they will come. So
the two species that you hear about the most is the Asian carp complex, we call them big-headed carps. It's the silver carp and the big-head carp. And the silver carp is the fish that flies out of the water and hits people in their boats.
They started seeing these Asian carp in this area probably about 15 years ago. Guys were putting them in their catfish ponds, and when the Mississippi flooded, they got in the Mississippi River in Arkansas, and they've just been swimming north ever since. Because when the populations build, the natural thing for a population to do is then to pioneer out into new places, because food's going to become more scarce in the place that they're at. What we found, what causes them to jump is water turbulence and vibration. Aluminum boats with two-stroke motors sets off just that right vibration that these fish really like.
Here, fishy, fishy, fishy.
It's funny because most clients come out in that first hour, they get all frustrated and depressed because they can't seem to hit the broadside of a barn. But if you keep the technique and you keep at it, just the planets seem to align and you just get on it and you just get it figured out.
We probably shot for a half hour before we hit anything.
After an hour, because you are shooting so much and you have so much practice, you just get good at it real quick.
Oh, got one! Fish on! Fish on, baby, fish on! Nice! Fish on! Fish on!
Each person had to shoot 200-300 shots, easy. You know, I don't think anybody had an anchor point or really even aimed. It was kind of all in instinct shooting. Kickapoo Creek went up to levels that we were able to drive our boat up in it, and what they were doing is they were going up the creek spawning. So it was almost like a salmon run, and it was just Carpocalypse the entire time. So very rare does that happen, and we just hit them just the right day. Too many! Oh! It was constant shooting. So it was, you know, if you got one, you chucked it into the bucket, and we're ready for your next shot. We got real sick of shooting them in the air. It just got too easy. So what's going on now is they're all swimming up Kickapoo Creek spawning. And once we get into the rapids, all you see is just fins everywhere. So we're literally just shooting arrows into the water and pulling fish out. It's like an Asian carp salmon run. There's a good chance that a fish was going to come flying at you. Many times we got hit in the face, the chest, the nuts, the legs. You know, there's a reason why I got volleyball nets wrapped around my boat. Almost getting to a point where it's almost too dangerous just to go out there and do water sports. Can you imagine getting hit with this doing 30 miles an hour on a jet ski? I couldn't believe the sheer number of them. You know, driving through and seeing, you know, 50 to 100 fish in the air at one time. I mean, you can't understand it unless you witness it in person. It was like walking, you know, here in Michigan along Lake Erie when the mayfly hatch is going on. I mean, you were just getting bombed by fish. I think we've killed 100 fish already, guys. Think so? Yeah. When you're shooting in the water, blind, and you're pulling fish up, we've killed 100 fish. Yeah. Well, we just started doing that, though. That was the first time. Fish on! And right now they're trying to stop them at the Great Lakes. They got big electric fences.
and barriers to try to keep them out, but I think it's a lost cause. These pups spawn 2-3 times a year, lay over 1 million eggs each time.
Look at that, full of eggs.
With a fish that reproduces like these fish do, first of all, the mortality rate on the fish, it's got to be high 70s, low 80% of those fish have to be killed in order to have an effect of reducing that population.
One down, about 1 billion more to go. If they don't find a way to at least knock the populations down, it's just going to get way too dangerous to go out in the river.
The Asian carp, if they get into the Great Lakes, they're going to destroy the food chain. That's the greatest threat because fishing industry in Michigan is a multi-billion-dollar industry.
The people's response to this issue has been enormous throughout the state of Michigan. And there have been several messages that have been sent to the congressional representatives, and they've heard the Michiganders loud and clear because our Great Lakes are so vitally important to us. And history and wisdom tells us that we have never successfully eradicated an aquatic invasive species once it got here. So the prevention aspect is so important.
Our state is heavily involved in the fishing industry. That's people's lives, people's bread and butter. You know, that's money out of everybody's pockets, all the charter boat captains, you know, and even the people that like to fish on Lake Michigan.
I shouldn't say I can't wait, but I'd hate to see 20 years from now, you know, I'm going to have to put a steel cage around my boat because you're going to have 40, 50 pounders jumping like crazy.
I would categorize it as something you have to do. It was definitely the most fun I've ever had hunting.
It's been a good day.
Blood and slime everywhere. It was awesome.
We had a good day on the river. I'm slimed, everybody's slimed, my boat's destroyed, and that's a good day.
Thanks to Captain Nate with Peoria Carp Hunters for taking us out on the water. We had a blast and cannot wait to our next trip. Even though it was super fun shooting the fish as they jumped out of the water, Asian carp pose a huge risk to the ecosystem, recreational, and commercial fishing of the Great Lakes. So if you want to help protect our waters, check out Captain Nate's website and get out there and kill some carp. From boating on the water to walking above it, let's head to Mackinac Bridge. Each year on Labor Day, the bridge is shut down to allow people to walk the 5-mile structure from St. Ignace to Mackinac City. Let's check out the footage from this year's Bridge Walk.
Thousands of people lined up to walk the bridge to heaven this Labor Day. Opened in 1957 on budget and on time, the 5-mile structure hosts the annual walk from the upper to the lower peninsula. Tourists from all walks of life participate in this event that showcases beautiful sunrises, wildlife, and breathtaking views of one of Michigan's most famous structures. This is a must-do event for any Michigander. So if you're looking for a new vacation idea for next Labor Day, head north and check out the Bridge Walk.
What a great way to get in some exercise and take in some fresh Michigan air. The Labor Day Walk allows you to get a wonderful view of both Lake Michigan and Lake Huron. So let's get our feet back on land and check out our latest gun review. The shotgun is the most popular gun in the world. Check out this handy over-under shotgun that you will definitely get a kick out of.
Hi, I'm Greg, and welcome to another episode of Muzzle Flash. Today we're going to be reviewing a multi-purpose shotgun, the handy and reliable Stoeger Condor Outback. The main feature of this unique shotgun is a short barrel length of only 20 inches and an overall length of 36 inches, making it easy to carry by hand or in a backscabbard. 3-inch chambers and included improved cylinder and modified cylinder chokes make this gun capable of handling many different types of ammo. Optional chokes are also available from Stoeger's website. For accuracy, the Condor Outback is equipped with notched rear and fixed blade front sights, making it easy to acquire your target when looking down the barrel. Keep in mind, this gun is not designed to shoot over long distances. The gun feels a little heavy, but that is necessary to absorb some of the recoil from such a short but powerful gun. The Stoeger Condor Outback is available in 12 or 20 gauge and has options of blued or stainless steel finishes. We've outfitted this one with an LED flashlight, red dot sight, and a handle that makes this shotgun great for close quarters combat against intruders or zombies. The only downside to this gun is that it's made in Brazil instead of America, but overall, this is a versatile weapon. It's a great brush gun for stalking wild game and defending your home. Shotguns are always fun to use, and the Condor Outback is no different. Until next time, remember to take a deep breath, steady your nerves, and shoot straight. This is Greg with Muzzle Flash.
I am surely putting that gun on my wish list, but unfortunately we can't shoot shotguns all day. It's time to see what you've been up to in our viewer video segment. This video comes from one of My Frontier's very own crew members. Aaron Wolf and his girlfriend Danielle headed to a summer vacation in Georgia where they decided to go shark fishing. They chartered a boat off the coast, headed out to sea for some catch and release sport fishing. 6 sharks later, their ocean voyage was complete. Let's check out some of the cell phone footage they captured when they were trying to catch jaws. Great job, Aaron and Danielle. And nice work on being responsible catch and release fishers on such magnificent animals. Would you like to see your outdoor video on My Frontier? Send us your footage, and if selected for screening, we'll send you some awesome My Frontier gear as a thank you. Here's another opportunity for you to be featured on My Frontier. Send us your trail cam photos. With hunting season right around the corner, you should have some great shots. Check out these pictures from around the state. We've seen a lot of fish in this episode, but Asian carp and sharks aren't quite the freshwater fish we enjoy here in Michigan. To give us a taste of home waters, Chef Drew Barnett brought us a delicious recipe to try the next time you're on a fishing trip.
Here's a campfire cooking recipe that's sure to make your next camping trip a memorable one. For this recipe, we're going to use an open flame and cast iron skillet as our main cooking tools. Chef Drew has prepared a homemade mayonnaise and a homemade coleslaw to accent this recipe. Using a cast iron skillet, use bacon grease, pork belly, and a little bit of onion to start your pan. Make sure the pan is nice and hot. Next, take parboiled potatoes and pour them into the pan, adding salt, pepper, and garlic powder. Stir this often. Once the potatoes are at their desired crispiness, remove them from the pan and empty them into a large bowl that has a stick of salted butter and a half a cup of garlic Thai chili sauce in it. Continually stir until the butter is melted and the potatoes are coated. Next, using flat sheets of tin foil, place 4 to 6 pads of butter in a row in the middle of the foil. Place very thin slices of lemon onto the butter pads. Drape the fish over top of the lemon and season with salt, pepper, garlic powder, and dill. Carefully wrap and seal the fish in foil and place it onto the hot campfire pan. The butter will melt and begin to steam the fish. Once the pan is hot, usually 10 to 15 minutes should cook the fish to perfection. Assemble the fish onto mayo-coated onion buns along with the thin slices of lemon, top with slaw, slap some potatoes on the plate, and enjoy.
Thanks, Chef Drew, for that delicious new recipe I'm adding to my cookbook. Now it's time for the tip of the day. Come fall, we all look forward to sitting right above the action. But one thing many hunters forget when climbing into the stand is a harness. A harness is a great tool to have in the woods to keep you comfortable and safe while standing 20 feet off the ground. We've all dozed off while hunting a time or two, and sometimes we just lose our balance. Keep yourself safe in the stand with a safety harness. It's the best way to avoid accidents in your stand while you're waiting for that big buck. Well, that wraps up this episode of My Frontier. Thank you for watching our show. We hope you enjoyed our stories and featured videos. Be sure to visit our website and find us on your favorite social media sites for our latest updates and videos. From America's High Five, I'm Casey Poupard. Until next time, it's my frontier, it's your frontier, it's our frontier.